You've been given 10 seconds in Swedish, but you can have whatever you want.
I'm really hoping there will be more seasons of this, but I'm guessing that's also something you have to take into account while accepting a role like this. You wanting to be able to spend years doing it, possibly.
Buddy, when you sign these roles, you know exactly what could come. Hence why you have waterproof contracts. But yeah, I mean, it's formidable. I mean, the role, and for people who have read it, I don't want to spoil anything, but I mean, the journey that is to come, if it was to come, if this was to become a second season, I mean, yeah, of course I'm excited. I mean, it's incredible. But even just this season, as a standalone, was such a great journey, you know? I miss her already.
Since I'm from Sweden myself, I obviously have to ask, what made you go with Rebecca, since that would be the obvious choice for me, but maybe not for the rest of the world.
It was obvious for us as well.
If Rebecca was sitting here, I would make a joke like, well, I lost a bet, so we had to take her. But no, she's not only is she a great actor and just does the job wonderfully. There's in our business, there's the call sheet, right, that tells you where you're going that day, and there's number one on the call sheet, and that's Rebecca Ferguson, and she is a great number one. She really helps lead the whole show and sets a great tone, and she's very funny and inclusive and just, encourages people to do their very best. And she and I give each other a lot of grief. We just love to tease each other unmercifully. So it's been great.
So I fell in love with the actual narrative of a world. I love the fact that it's sort of, yes, it's futuristic and dystopian, and it's science fiction in the sense that we're living in the future. But I like the fact that we, for some reasons of our own, are trapped underneath ground in a claustrophobic environment that we've lived for 200 years. So it's our own environment. We don't know anything else. And I love the idea that there's this kind of hierarchical setting of people who follow rules, and then we have the misfits kind of who break the laws and who go against the status quo. I love a bit of that. And the character's badass and cool.
Yeah, well, and going off on the badassery, I know you worked with like a bunch of these action heroes, like Tom Cruise.
Who? I'm joking.
Yeah, never heard of him.
No.
Him doing all of these stunts, and you're doing the other movie with him on the side now. Is that something that helped you get ready for this part in any way?
Not really, but I think all the fighting and all the movement has helped. I mean, I'd never done stunts before I did Mission Impossible. So of course, but I mean, I also hadn't done any acting before I did my first acting job. So I don't always, it's not the fact that I'm not grateful. I am grateful, but I've also continued on my own way. I keep on training, I keep learning, I keep getting better. I try new techniques. Wade Eastwood was the first stunt coordinator I ever worked with. He's absolutely phenomenal. But there are lots of other people who bring other aspects to me that I then bring on to next jobs. So I guess life is about constantly learning and constantly getting better at different things and trying things out. And this asked of me to relearn certain things because there are things they wouldn't know what to do. And that was tricky,
I kind of see some resemblances to like the George Orwell's 1984, kind of like that's the kind of world your character kind of lives in. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, it's one of the reasons I love the project. It is a great allegory. Hugh Howey wrote a book that, in my mind, is in the line of succession of 1984, Brave New World, and it's a cautionary tale. It's an allegory that resonates so intensely with today. As I was reading the script, I was like, well, yeah, lockdown and society with controlled information couldn't get more relevant than that. And
Right.
and so I was, also always been curious about playing people in positions of power that have to make these hard decisions, and what kind of compromises they have to make to their own integrity and their own souls in order to do it.
Yeah. And now we only have like a minute left, but I wanted to know how it was working with Rebecca, since we're both Swedish. So
The best. A super talented actor and a really wonderful person, and completely lovely experience to conspire with her and to create with her.
Yeah, shout out to Rebecca and all my people in Sweden. She is one of the realest, one of the rawest, super talented, but just one of the most authentic people I've come across in this industry, and just got so much heart. And I love being around. I feel like she's somebody that I would want to hang out with in any environment. Like,
yeah.
because I like true people. I like sincere people, and that's who she is. And she does represent Sweden. Just so everybody knows out there, she got a lot of love for where she came from. And yeah, man, she did a wonderful job in this show as the lead. She just blessed it. So I'm grateful to be rocking with her. That's my people.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree with you more. She knocked it out of the park for sure, from what I've seen.
Yeah.
So thank you for taking the time to speak with me, and best of luck with the premiere. And I do too hope for that second season to come eventually.
Yes. Thank you, brother. Bless.
And thank you, och tack så jättemycket.
Tack snälla.
Lycka till med allt.
Jag gillar dina små pop-up bakom dig.
Ja, du får joina dem någon gång i framtiden med någon av dina roller.
I do already. You just have to get it.
Thanks.
Bye.